Hollywood. It's a town built on dreams, on illusions, a place where the sun always seems to shine a little brighter and the stars aren't just in the sky. It was here, in the sprawling hills overlooking the city of angels, that the story begins. Not a story for the silver screen, but one far darker. It was the night of the annual Starlight Gala, a lavish affair hosted by legendary film producer Julian Croft. His mansion, a modern marvel of glass and marble, was filled with the beautiful and the powerful. Laughter echoed across manicured lawns, champagne flowed like a river of gold. It was a perfect Hollywood night. Among the glittering guests were two of the town's brightest stars, Liam Blackwood, the rugged action hero, and his wife, an elegant actress named Serena Monroe. They were the couple everyone envied, the ones who had it all, and a new baby boy, Leo, sleeping soundly at home with a trusted nanny. But that night, beneath the polished smiles and polite conversation, also in attendance was Ethan Hayes. It happened near the infinity pool where the shimmering water reflected the city lights below, a perfect backdrop for a perfect disaster. The argument started quietly, a hushed but heated exchange between Liam Blackwood and Ethan Hayes. Serena stood by, her face a mask of anxiety. At first, other guests gave them a wide berth, assuming it was just another Hollywood disagreement, but the voices grew louder, sharper, words turned to shoves. Julian Croft, the host, tried to intervene, his pleas for calm lost in the escalating anger. Then, the unthinkable, a final, hard shove. Ethan Hayes stumbled backward, losing his footing on the slick marble tiles at the pool's edge. He fell, his head striking the corner of a stone planter with a sound that silenced the entire party. For a moment there was just stillness. The music seemed to stop. The chatter died. While chaos reigned at the Croft mansion, a different kind of quiet had descended upon the Blackwood Monroe home, a heavy, unnatural silence. Serena, after giving a frantic, tearful statement to the police, had been driven home. Her only thought was of her son, Leo, her 6-month-old baby boy. She rushed through the grand foyer of her home, calling out for the nanny, a woman named Clara, who had been with them for months. She pushed open the door to the nursery, a room painted in soft pastels and filled with gentle moonlight, but the chair was empty, and the crib was vacant. The first 48 hours. In any missing person case, they are the most critical. But this was not just any case. This was a national obsession. The story dominated every news cycle. The pressure on the Los Angeles Police Department was immense. The investigation into Clara, the nanny with the fake name, finally yielded a breakthrough. Her real name was Rachel Hines. That man was Ethan Hayes. As days slowly turned into a week, the hope of finding Leo Blackwood alive began to dim. The media frenzy reached a fever pitch. Some saw Liam as a monster, a killer whose rage had orphaned his own child. Serena became a symbol of maternal anguish. Her tearful press conferences turned into a daily ritual of pain. A deep dive into her past revealed a hidden connection. Years ago, before she was Clara, Rachel Hines had been involved with a man she had a child with. With the link between Clara, or well Rachel, and Ethan Hayes established, they were from a small town, far from all the glitz of Hollywood. They had actually been childhood sweethearts. They even had a child together, a daughter who, heartbreakingly, died very young from a rare genetic illness. Ethan left for Los Angeles, chasing his acting dream. Detectives brought this new information to Liam while he was in his jail cell. He finally admitted that the real source of his feud with Ethan wasn't just about professional jealousy, it was about Serena. Years ago, before Liam was even in the picture, it was a detail they had both buried, a secret they thought was safe. Ethan's recent threats weren't about movie roles at all. The break in the case, well, it came from a place no one expected. Not from a tip, not from a confession, but from a simple piece of paper, an old medical record. It mentioned that the rare condition the child had was hereditary, and that further tests had been done on the father, Ethan Hayes, to see if he was a carrier. The results were clear, he was not, but for Miller, it was everything. If Ethan Hayes was not the biological father of Rachel's deceased child, then who was? This single fact just blew apart the entire revenge motive. A discovery that turned the entire investigation on its head. This time, though, they weren't asking about the fight. They were asking about Julian Croft, the party's host. And as they discovered through financial records, he had been secretly sending money to Rachel Hines for years. Confronted with the bank records and the medical file, the producer's calm, collected demeanor finally cracked. The whole sordid story was, at last, laid bare. Julian Croft's confession connected every single dot, answered every question. He had arranged for her to get the nanny job with Liam and Serena. The motive wasn't vengeance, but something much more twisted. After his daughter with Rachel died, he learned something devastating. Years ago, Croft had donated to a private fertility clinic. Through his influence and a series of illegal maneuvers, baby Leo was not Liam Blackwood's son. He was Julian Croft's. The entire setup, getting Rachel into the house close to the baby. When the fight between Liam and Ethan broke out immediately after, he was the one who made the call to Rachel. The aftermath was, well, a legal and emotional firestorm. Julian Croft was arrested. Liam Blackwood was eventually cleared of the homicide charge. He was a free man. The son he loved, the son he had welcomed into the world, was not his. For Serena, the truth was a different kind of prison. She got her baby back, her marriage to Liam, already strained. The world she had built, a world of love and trust, was revealed to be an illusion. She was left to raise a child born of a terrible secret. The story of the celebrity baby scandal became a cautionary tale. But for those who lived it, the echoes remain. An echo of a scream by a poolside, an echo of a silent, empty nursery, and that truth, as they say, is always stranger than fiction.